Premium Pack 26 has already become one of the most hyped sets in the OCG. And already we have just found out what their first batch of cards are going to be, and it seems, that it will be some brand new Utopia support, aka the Zexal manga cards that will be in this upcoming set. Now, I'm going to assume that we'll probably see these potentially in Mes de Muertos, which will be released in February in a few months, which is kind of ironic because tonight on WWE's YouTube page, on WWE's YouTube channel, we actually have another AAA live stream, which I believe, if I can find it, it is known as AAA Alliances, I believe is how it's pronounced. I'm probably butchering it, but I do apologize to all of my Latino fans out there. I believe it's pronounced Alliances. I believe. I don't know. Apparently, it is a WWE X AAA event. It'll be happening tonight at 7:15 Pacific, 10:15 I believe in the East. So yeah, that's gonna be something. That is definitely going to be something, to say the very least. But yeah, I believe it'll be in. I'm assuming anyway that these cards might be released in Mes of Muertos. Not sure, but there are other cards that we will be expecting in Premium Pack 26, including some new 5Ds manga cards, GX manga cards, and just like other shit in general for coming out of the Premium Pack set, just in general. Again, we're not so sure, but 3 cards have been announced, and let's not waste any time and just get straight into it. Kicking things off, we've got Gagaga Illusion, which is a normal spell, and both of its effects are once per turn. And the first effect reads: if you control a Gagaga monster, target one monster in your grave and special summon it, then you can make its level or rank become equal to the level or rank of one Gagaga monster you control. Second effect reads: if this card is in your grave except the turn it was sent there, you can banish it, and immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon one Gagaga monster. So this is actually really good, because this is sort of like your combo extender, because if you're able to establish your Utopia plays, then you can go Illusion, target, I'll say Zubaba Bancho Gagaga Coat. You special summon it. You trigger its effect to get out another body. I think is the move, and then you just overlay into yet another Utopia, and then you just rank climb into an end board that can be Utopia Ray Victory plus Utopic Draco Future, plus like 3-step back row and path. If you're able to establish that kind of board by using Illusion, you're pretty much off to the races from there, and it's essentially GG, because your opponent really can't really interact with it, because Draco Future is essentially an Omni negate, if I remember correctly, and then Utopia Ray Victory, it can just prevent prevent the opponent from activating effects during the damage step. So there's really not much that your opponent can do except just scoop. So this card is not bad. Easily can be a 3 of, but personally I prefer this to be a 2 of, just because of the fact that you really don't want to overflood the deck with so many reborn cards, especially because of the fact that there are other cards in the deck that can just revive bodies to go into your rank 4 plays. So definitely you run this as a 2 of. But next up we've got Gagaga Escape. And it's literally Gagaga Magician getting the fuck out of Dodge. Literally, that's exactly what it is. The artwork looks hella crazy. Hella cool. It is a counter trap with both of its effects being a once per turn. The first effect reads, when your opponent activates a monster effect, if you control a Gagaga monster, negate the activation, then you can discard 1 card, and if you do, special summon a Gagaga monster from your deck. Second effect reads, you can banish the card from your grave, change as many Gagaga monsters you control as possible to defense, and if you do, Gagaga monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects this turn. So this is basically effect Veiler, but you also get the chance to discard as well. And the crazy thing is the discard portion of the effect, it's not even cost. It's not even cost. So even if your opponent does find a way to stop escapes first effect, you can still use its second effect during the same turn. You banish it, and now none of your monsters can be destroyed by battle or card effects at all. They can be targeted, but they just can't be destroyed at all. So not too bad. But I will say, I think personally, this is better off as a 1 of, just because of the way that people will build their Utopia decks. They'll build it to the extent where their traps will be imperm, impulse, solemn judgments, and all that, and because that players will believe that those cards are better than this card. This is a really good card going second and going into games 2 and 3, because you can side out your judgments, you can side out your imperms and shit for this card, and if you open it going second, or if your opponent if your opponent chooses to blind go second, this is this is a really good card going first, because it's a way to stop your opponent from just like doing anything. And you have sort of an omni negate for monsters, which is really good. Not the best though, just because of the fact that there are so many ways to out it. But other than that, I mean, it's still pretty good. That brings us to the final card of the video, and it is known as Endless Bond. Which is a continuous spell, and it says that this card is always treated as an Xyz card, and it has 2 separate effects, which I believe are both once per turn. The first effect reads, when this card resolves, you can special summon one number 39 Utopia from your grave, and if you do, it gains attack equal to the total attack of all light Utopia and Utopic Exceeds monsters in your grave. Second effect reads, when you're attacking Utopia or Utopic Exceeds monster, whose original attribute is light, destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can make that monster you control lose 1,000 attack, and if you do, it can make another attack in a row. So I would say that I would say that this is perfect. That this is a really good way to threaten lethal, because if you have a bunch of Utopia, excuse me, if you have a bunch of Utopia and Utopic Exceeds monsters in your grave, and you activate Eternal Bond, or sorry, you activate Endless Bond, you special summon Utopia, the original Utopia. Now its attack goes up to what 10,000, 15,000 at best, maybe. Could be more, could be less. And the idea is for you to wipe your opponent's board clean of any monsters that they could potentially have, and then you just push for game. But if your opponent has a way to stop the attack, even if they activated like a random card like say Shrink, which obviously cuts the opponent's monster's attack in half, it really doesn't make much of a damn, because this card's second effect, you can decrease your Utopic monster's attack by 1,000, and it can make a second attack, which is basically still lethal, which is kind of cracked. Not too bad, actually. And it's also searchable for, I believe, something. I don't remember what it's for. I believe it's searchable off of one of the new cards that we got in Magical Hero a long time ago. I don't know if that's the case, but not only that, but again, it's like I said, with Gagaga Illusion, it's essentially Monster Reborn, and it also lets you normal summon a Gagaga monster a second time, which is pretty cracked. Escape is essentially Valor, but it's a really, I wouldn't say it's a bad Valor, but I wouldn't say it's a good Valor either. And then of course Endless Bond, you basically threaten lethal with that card alone, which is pretty cracked. But with that being said, that'll do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more card discussions in the future, then be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.